Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Thursday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's 1930 Zulu on February 17th, 2022. It's time for the DX Engineering Manufacturers Showcase. And what this is a show that features one of our over 160 different manufacturers that we sell at DX Engineering. And today, we're very happy to have Jim Newcomb with Lido Radio Products. Hello, Jim.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Great. Jim, tell us about you and your company.
Okay, so I started in 1984 with ICOM America when they were a pretty small company, and worked my way up through the ranks there, and eventually became the amateur sales manager right before Ray Novak came on, who you know pretty well. I saw your broadcast with Ray, so I know Ray really well. I left actually about the time Ray came on and started my own company. But when I was with ICOM, we actually introduced at the time the 781, and I see you have the latest and greatest there. And we also introduced the IC 706 at that time. And what's interesting about the IC 706 is I think it was one of the first remote head HF radios that was on the market. And thank God for it. We did really well with that particular product, and fed my family. We did really well. But when we would give that radio to a customer, and they had the remote control head, basically we would give them the remote head bracket with a screw. That was kind of it. And so we had customers with nice cars at the time. I remember being in the booth at Dayton. A lot of times people come to me and say, am I supposed to screw this into the dash of my Mercedes? Or how do I put that particular product in? And that really stuck with me for a long time. And I didn't really have an answer for them. In about 1993, ICOM America sent me to Irvine, California to run their facility down here, and to basically take and figure out if we could have one person manage the amateur aviation marine, which you see Ray's doing now, the amateur marine land mobile. But instead of having them all in Bellevue, Washington, we would have them in a region. So we would call them regional managers. There's many times I was sitting at ICOM, and I would travel, say, to Miami to go meet with a dealer, and the marine guy and I would be meeting we were in the lobby waiting to meet with the same guy. So, the owner at the time, Bob Brunko, K7AHE, thought it would be best if we sent people out into regions. So I got Irvine to start off with. My job was to go down there and show, see if it was possible for a person to do all those jobs, and it was a great job. But around 1997, it came time to go back to Bellevue, Washington, and I had fallen in love with Newport Beach, California, and I also met my wife down in Newport Beach, California. So I decided not to go back to Bellevue and stay in Southern California. And so I had to come up with a way to make a living. And I did a lot of different things. I repped for different companies, but I came upon a company that was making, it's going to be called ProFit. And they were making a product that allowed customers to attach remote control heads or different devices to dashes using a new product called 3M VHB tape. And the cool thing about it was it enabled you to put a device on your dash or your console. And when you were ready to trade that car in, you could just take the 3M VHB off. It didn't leave a residue or anything. And it was extremely strong if you put it on properly and left weight off of it while it cured. So that's sort of my company. I thought that's a great idea. And I think that it would be a really good thing if we could find different mounts that could attach to a vehicle where a customer didn't have to drill a hole in the car. And also, since I had a lot of knowledge with the radios and how, unfortunately, all the manufacturers don't have a standard on how you connect to them, I understood all of them because I evaluated my competitor. So I knew how to do that. So the question was, what were the best alternatives for our customers to mount their mobile devices into a vehicle? So that's how my company started. And Lido is basically named after, there's a section down in Newport Beach called Lido, and it's Lido Village or Lido Island. yeah, so that's how we started.
Yeah, I've always wondered, what the background was on the name. So now we know.
Yeah, right. It's not Lido. They'll be saying, "Hey, do you have one of those Lido mounts?" It's actually Lido, and yeah, it's down in Newport Beach, California area.
So let's take a look at some of the products that you have and some of the new stuff that's going on, and let's take a look at. Let's talk about this mount here. Let me know when you see it, Jim.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, so the LMAX. So we've sold thousands of a product that's very similar. Your customers may know it as an LM300. And it was a great solution. Basically, you can see it has a bracket that hooks to a seat bolt. And so if your customer can see the seat bolt, they just pull the seat bolt up, slide the bracket under it, and tighten it. And the LM300 was just a single aluminum rod, and we sold hundreds of them. It was a great solution originally for light duty heads. The problem we ran into is our customers were putting lots of stuff on them. They were just bolting all kinds of stuff on it. And if you look at reviews on it, they like the mount, but it wobbles. It moves around. So it became really clear that we needed to come up with a product that would handle more weight. And so we came up with the LMAX, and this will hold up to 8 pounds. And it's extremely flexible. It's got a center section that you can adjust the angle. The top is on a ball, so you can adjust that. But the really cool thing about that mount is at the base, you'll see there's a quick release. So you can, with one pull of the lever, you take that off, and to the left there, yeah, you can see you can take that complete mount off of that section and lay it down, put it out of the way if you don't want the radio in your car. Or maybe you have multiple vehicles, a fleet of vehicles, and you want to use that mount in other vehicles. We sell the base optionally, so you can put a base in each one of your vehicles and then just move the mount from vehicle to vehicle. So,
yeah, that is so cool, and that's aimed at the IC705, right?
Correct. Well, the IC705. Basically, any customer that doesn't want that wobble, the movement in the vehicle. But yeah, the 705, because I think it's around 5 pounds with the battery, that whole thing.
Right.
That's the perfect market for it. And you do have a lot of customers. I was in Orlando this last weekend at the Orlando Hamcation, and I understand there's a lot of customers that are actually going to the parks and doing a park contact, and a lot of them had IC705s. So this particular LMAX is a great solution for them. And then also our heavy duty cup holder mount they were purchasing, which has a 1/4 on the top, which will thread directly into the IC705. But there's a lot of customers that have heavier control heads now, like even the Kenwood TS480s, pretty heavy, So yeah, and then as you can see behind me, I've got an LMAX here with an external speaker, the IC7 or ID5100, and a microphone. Start adding all that stuff up, it really creates a lot of weight. And the higher up you go from the base, the more vibration you're going to get. So like on the LM300, if you put all that stuff on it, you're going to get vibration. And most customers don't have a place to put their external speaker, so This is kind of cool that you can attach it to the LMAX without vibration.
Very nice, Jim. And Aaron says these mounts are awesome. We've got some other comments here in the chat room. Michael says, hello, Jim and Tim. Jim, it was nice display at Lido at Hamcation, and that's Whiskey 1 Quebec Papa. So
hi, Mike. Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
And of course, Ray is in here, November 9 Juliet Alpha from ICOM.
Hi, Ray. What's up, man?
Great to see you, Jim. Hate that I missed you in Orlando. And so
Ray's doing a great job. Yeah, he's really doing a great job. Very proud of Ray. Yeah.
From Saudi Arabia, so Hotel Zulu 1 Bravo Whiskey is in here as well. So
we're getting a lot of business from that particular area right now. Yeah, we've got a new dealer out in that area. So yeah,
a lot of good DX in here in the chat room today. Jim, let's take a look at some of the other mounts. Do you see the DX Engineering
Right.
website?
Yeah. So the LM300 is the one I was just speaking of. So it's
Right.
just single rod. It's great if you just want to put a single control head on it. You want something quick and easy. It's a great option. And the product down below. So what we run into is, unfortunately, so that's an 81 below it, that particular product. What we run into, ICOM and Yaesu, it would be nice if they actually went with a standard to attach to their control heads. ICOM's actually been a little better recently. They use a 4-hole amps plate to attach to most of their stuff with a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the quarter 20 is really nice. So the ICOM, I think, did a really good job with it there, using the standard quarter 20, which is just a camera mount, right? Yaesu on their FTM series, with the 100, 300, 400, 450, all of that, the hole in the back, uses a 5 millimeter screw. So it would have been nice if they just went with a quarter 20. Because of that, we really have to modify a lot of our mounts, which is our AD1, has a 5 millimeter screw on it, will attach to our mount so that a customer can attach it directly to their Yaesu FTM 100 series. Whereas ICOM, we have the same thing. It's an 82, has a quarter 20 on it, and it will attach to ICOM's either 705, their ID 4100, or some of like the IC 706 or IC 71 or IC 7000 that had a remote head bracket, and also their IC 7100 has a quarter 20 that goes into the control head. So as you can see, if you can stop right there for a second, that LM802-705, that's a great product if you want to go off and go to the park, and put your 705 up there. It also works great with an IC 7100 because it's just a quarter 20 on the top of that. The mount itself is based around, it's similar to a RAM 1-inch ball mount. It's extremely durable. The base is a metal aluminum section that attaches to that base. And the base can be expanded out to 3.5 inches. That's a great product. It's a little more expensive than our light duty cup holder mount. Again, we get into something similar. An LM300 is for light duty stuff, LMAX for heavy duty. On the Lido mounts, the cup holder, the LM803 is a light duty cup holder mount, whereas the 802 is a heavy duty cup holder mount. So if you're going to mount like a control head and you don't want a lot of vibration, the 802 is a great choice on that. Then we have vent mounts and suction cup mounts. Those are pretty standard, but all these mounts are ones that we've come up with where you don't have to drill a hole in the vehicle.
That is so good, Jim. I mean, it's amazing that the different mounts that you have come up with. I mean, it's just incredible.
And there's our CD mount. That's that's for the old school guys that still have a CD player in their vehicle. Yeah. So that works great for like an HT. If you have any some of your smaller HTs, the belt clip, basically, there you go. The belt clip just clips into the faceplate. And then there's a little lever that tightens into the CD. That's a really cool product. It's a great place for your HT. I mean, who uses the CD player anymore? I mean, very few people, right? I mean,
right.
Got one in my truck, but it's an old truck. But it's a great option. And then like these other things are just adapters to fit onto some of our mounts. Let me touch on this briefly. So the mount you're looking at, the LM2T, basically there's a thing called a 4-hole amps pattern. So there's 4 holes. You can see that pattern. That's a standard 4-hole amps. And then we've got a double T in it. So that basically adapts to our mounts that have the double T. So all Lido mounts will either have a double T on the end of them or a 4-hole amps on it. So what we're looking at here is an adapter that will adapt a 4-hole amps pattern to a double T plate. So our customers, we've had them for many years now. We've been doing this for a while. And we have a lot of customers that buy parts and kind of make their own thing. They just do their own stuff. So we do have a lot of components for that as well. The product below is like the Lido base mount is great if you want a lot of these radios, like let's say the TS480 or the new Yaesu FT891. customers want a remote head, and some of the radios do not have, they're not even connected to the body. You get two pieces. So this allows you to have a base for your mobile, like a TS480. You can attach the control head to that base, and then you turn it into a base unit. And it comes with the components to do that, with a mic clip and all that. So that's what you're looking at there. And that base is about 4 pounds. So it's not moving. It's not going anywhere. And then we have an extension there. That's our light duty tablet mount. We're running into a lot of customers that wanted that want a nice light duty tablet mount. And that will handle, that particular product will handle even the larger iPads that are out now, the Pros, up to an 18.4 inch display.
That's beautiful, Jim.
Yeah, it's a great product.
Very, very nice.
And then, so like if you stop there, the Lido mount, the 101 EX 2.6. So the reason we made this is we have customers, Ray will really get a kick out of this. Some customers, if they have an ID 5100, they don't want to purchase an MBA2. So I know ICOM offers the ID 5100 Deluxe that has the remote head bracket. They've got a lot of those radios out there, and they don't want to buy the MBA2. It's real expensive for some. So we made this particular product. It's basically our extension plate. It's an aluminum anodized plate, and the holes on the back of the ICOM 2730 or ID 5100 line up with two holes in our extension plate, and then we run. You can see the back there; those two little screws are 2.6 millimeter screws. They come with the package. They're extremely hard to find. The 2.6 millimeter screws are hard to find. You can find them at micro fasteners if any of your customers are looking for those. Or they're also at hobby stores. They're basically servo screws if you go to a hobby store. But the best place to find them is micro fastener. But we actually include them with the mount. So with this particular mount, you don't have to buy the MBA2. You can just screw it onto the ICOM control head. The disadvantage is, the cool thing about the ICOM control head is it incorporates magnets with the MBA2, so you can take the control head off very easily. With this, it's bolted on, so it's not a real quick release.
Very, very nice. And Jim, you've got a great product line here with all the mounts, and
Thank you.
At DX Engineering, we are so happy to be representing your company, and the fact that you continue to innovate and bring new products. Let's see what else is here in the chat room, Jim. Let's see here. We've got Jeff says, I bought another mount variation at Hamcation for my FT300. It was a game changer. And let's see. Chris asks, do you have mounts for a Kenwood TM D700 and an ICOM IC 2720H?
Yeah, we do. So basically, our mounts will, you can attach any amateur radio control head to our products as long as you have the manufacturer's remote head bracket. So on the TMD 700, I think it's the part number is like a T, is a, oh God, I'm sorry, I can't remember the part number, but they have a remote head bracket option for the D700, whereas it comes standard with a TMD 710. And we actually have videos on YouTube that show you how to hook all this stuff up. But yes, the answer is yes. You would use their optional remote head bracket, and then you would attach that to our 4-hole amps plate. And their remote head bracket, that optional remote head bracket, the holes will line up with our 4-hole amps plate. And the same on the IC 2720. They've got a remote head bracket for that particular radio as well. And so you'd have the same situation. You would just you would attach their remote bracket to our 4-hole amps plate, and the holes do line up with that particular unit as well. So, and we all, again, we have videos up there, but I'd be glad to help you out. If you can shoot me a video or just shoot me an email, and I'd be glad to show you how to do all that.
And Jerry is on Kilo Golf 8 Radio Yankee. He says, I have a cup holder mount and I love it. And Bob McGuire is on N4 Henny Youngman, N4HY, and
Yeah,
it was good to see you guys in Orlando.
yeah. Hi, Bob.
And Steve says, hi, Tim and Jim. I've known Jim for many years. He used to come down to McAllen, Texas,
Yeah.
and to sell to my company. Great
Oh,
guy.
hi, Steve. How's it going? Yeah, Steve was with the company called Rio Radio, I think, down there for a while. Yeah.
And Dino says, great products. Kilo Lima Zero Sierra out of Virginia. And Dan is on WA4 Mike Oscar Mike. And these would work in the shack as well as in the car. And Jeff says the vent mount is wonderful. And Mike, Kilo X-Ray 4 Zulu Echo says, do you have a clamp holder for my handheld radios? And
by clamp holder, I guess he probably means like a side grip holder.
Right.
Yeah, we don't, and here's why. We sell side grip holders for cell phones, all smartphone holders. It'll go out to 3.5 inches wide. But the issue is when you use a side grip holder, every HT's got a different shape to it, and they usually have a belt clip on it. And the belt clip pushes away from that side grip holder, so it doesn't hold it for very long. So on our products, we offer a product called an EXP-2 or an EXP-1. And the way those work is you just slide the belt clip into the cavity on top of the EXP-2, and it holds it securely. We've got a silicone pad that also holds it. But the EXP-2 is what I would recommend for that. And we have that on the vent mount. So I think you guys carried it. It's an LM101
right.
EXP-2. And yeah, that's what you want. So the answer is don't go with the side grip holder. Use your belt clip that's on the radio. It's a lot nicer solution.
And Aaron says, do you have a cup holder mount that can hold my cell phone and a head from an ICOM 5100?
We do. So you would use the extension plate, and then on your ICOM 5100, the best way to do it, you could attach, there's two ways. If you want to do both on the extension plate, you're going to have to buy an MBA2 for sure and use the metal plate. You would attach that to our EXT01. And then we offer a cell phone holder. I think you got them at DX that attaches to that. That attaches to that EXT01. So basically, you get two parts. You get the EXT01 and the LMH side grip holder, and then you would attach that to the LM803. Or I personally would go with an 802 since it's a heavier duty cup holder mount. And basically, the way that works is the EXT01, which is that aluminum plate. Extension plate has 4 holes in the center, and they'll line up with the holes in the LM802 and just bolt the two together. It comes with hardware. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. You can do that, and DX has the parts for you to do that.
Well, lots of great comments in the chat room about the quality of Lido products. And Jim, thanks so much for coming on today and for supporting the amateur radio community. And I can tell you, at DX, we are very proud to have Lido products with us.
Well, thank you, Tim. Thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it. And I really enjoyed this. Thank you.
And it was great interacting with the customers and all the viewers. Thanks so much for watching. We're off tomorrow, but back on Tuesday with Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. Don't forget about onallbands.com. onallbands.com, the DX Engineering blog. Great articles, great ideas, great hints and kinks, and onallbands.com. Don't forget about that. And Tuesday, we'll have a very special guest from the Dayton Hamvention, and we'll have a Hamvention update. So please tune in Tuesday, next Tuesday, and it will be a great show. Jim, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you, Tim.
Congratulations to your company and continue good work.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
All right. 73 from DX Engineering.
73s.